Hey, what's up? Welcome back, guys. It's been a couple of days. It's been like 2 weeks almost. Wow. Anyway, XG just dropped Woke Up, and I'm a little late on this. I'm a couple days behind, but I'm here to talk about it now. I've already listened to the song many, many times because I was trying to get into the headspace of XG, figure out, like what is it they're really trying to say here, and so I like to share my thoughts. Let's just get into it, okay? Enough of my rambling. Let's go. Okay, let me just say first and foremost, the build up that they have to get to the actual beat, like that instrument in the background is a Chinese instrument, I think. I forget what the name was. Someone had mentioned it, but I can't remember what it is right now. Um, I think that works very well with the beat. It adds sort of a mystical, like ancient feel to the instrumental while it's still going crazy at the same time. Anyway, let's backtrack a little bit.
Yeah, I've been here waiting, looking at him, trying to catch up, take it how you wanna take it. Left the place in panic, left to take another planet, left to make another statement. XG, baby, say the names right, spell it out so you can learn it. Cause metal tough when it's turning, cause metal fire when it's burning. Can tell we all made it work for us, made it, but we had to work for it. Work, so perfect that it hurt, don't it? Surf on them, right away, cause we had the right away. Bye, flying past, then we fly away in the outer space.
Okay, wait. Let's see. I had this open this time. No, get off here. I don't want you there. Get off. You go too. Is my ad block up? Maybe. I can't remember. I think I took it down because YouTube is getting weird about that. Oh, you want to put up ad block? You can't watch our videos. And it's like, well, then we'll fuck you. I don't know. Anyway, let's get into this first verse here, shared by Jurin and Harvey, respectively. And she says, so when Jurin says, I've been waiting here, looking at him, trying to catch up, take it how you want to take it. I take that as like she's sitting here in her spot, watching everyone else who's trying to compete with them, trying to keep up. And basically she's saying like, I'm sitting here watching everyone trying to catch up. Take that however you want. Again, like, interpret that as you will, but I said what I said. I'm not going to clarify any further. But then she does actually clarify a little bit more when she says, left the planet in a panic, left the place in a panic, left to take another planet. Essentially, she's like, I'm sitting here, I'm sitting where I am, watching you all trying to keep up with me. Take that as you will. But I got tired of waiting, so I left the place in a panic. I left the place in pandemonium. I came here, caused destruction, shook up everything, and then I left to go do the same thing to another planet. So she's almost kind of like a rapping Galactus, but instead of eating planets, she's causing pandemonium through her verses and then spreading that from planet to planet. Essentially, XG is going intergalactic with it, not just international. They're not going to be confined to one industry or one territory or one space. They're going to take over everything, essentially. And that kind of makes sense when it goes into left to make another statement. So when she says left to place in a panic, left to take another planet, left to make another statement. Essentially, she left this place destroyed, decimated, because she's so good. But at the same time, after doing that, she's going to leave to take another place. And these actions are her statement, basically saying what it is that she's going to do, what she is, and what she represents within the game, or what they represent in the game. And I say they because obviously she says, XG, baby, say the names right, spell it out so you can learn it. And especially, I love the part in the video though when she says that. And hold on, wait. I love the part in the video. Where is this at? When she says that, and they all strike this pose right here. Like, I don't know why I love it because it's timed so perfectly when she's like, XG, baby, say the name, and then you see them all come out like, what's up, how's it going? Like, I don't know why this moment looks very cool to me. I love it. Anyway, when she says, because she's emphasizing that, basically it's like, I've come here, I'm sitting here looking at you trying to keep up with me, But, whether you can or can't, I'm not here to pass any judgment. I'm just saying that's what it looks like from where I'm sitting. And then while waiting here, I left this place in a panic. I have decimated everything here, and I must leave to take off to another planet to do the same thing. And I also left, and also me leaving is making a statement. And you can take that as I'm making a statement that I'm not willing to be confined, that I will spread everywhere and go to every place. That I'm universal. I'll take over the universe, the galaxy, the other planets. And then she's emphasizing, reiterating to you that she's part of XG, and you better say the names right and spell it. So you can take that as in XG and of itself, literally XG, or each member of XG. Learn who they are and spell it right. As in other words, put respect on our names, and get it right and put respect on our names, and also put respect on the name of XG. And so this one's just like, we're like really emphasizing how hot they are. You can smell the tires when they're turning. You can smell the fire when it's essentially, because like it ties into like the whole racing theme, which actually goes back into Left Right, because Left Right also has a big racing theme, and it seems to be a theme through some of their music. The whole idea of tires burning, racing, Pirelli, you know what I mean? So she's basically like, when they're burning, revving up, getting ready to take off, spinning out, driving fast. You can smell it. You can smell what it's generating, and you can smell the heat that those spinning tires are generating as they're about to take off and as they're about to speed out. And that also ties into Shisha's verse, but we won't get into that yet. And so then when we get into Harvey's emphasizing, what it took to get them here. Her whole verse is about like what it took to get them here, because that's when she says, you can tell we all made it work for us, but we had to work for it. Work so perfect that it hurt, don't it? Surf on them. Essentially, she's saying like, we made it here and it worked for us to get here, but we had to work just to make it work, just to get here. And we worked so hard that it hurt, but ultimately the pain that we went through is what makes it better and makes it perfect, everything that we suffered. And so then that's why when she says surf on them, essentially, we ride, one can say like they ride on the competition, they ride over everyone else. And this part, I do love this part when she says right away. It's hard to kind of suss it all out when she's just speaking, because she speaks it she says it very fast but still very clear. But because it all has similar sounding, it can sound like the same thing. When she says right away, ride a wave, ride away, ride the wave, ride away, because we have the right of way. And I do love the wordplay within this of starting with right away, ending with right of way, but it has two different meanings by the time you get to the end, but it all ties into the same meaning, which is, we're surfing, so we got to do it right away, and right away we have to ride the wave, and then use the wave to ride away, because we have the right of way. Essentially, we're doing it the right way, we're doing things the way we're supposed to, and because of that, we're going to be able to ride away and surf over everyone else. And that's really emphasized when she says, bye, 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 fly past, and we fly away into outer space. So, let's get back into Shisha. That was a lot.
Right away, cause we had the right away. Bye, 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 flying past, and we fly away into outer space. Drop top in a coupe, I wanna hop up out of this plane. Look at my fit right now when I just walked out of my bed. Fix my hair, fix my makeup on the way. Bound to the next stop, bound for the grain, make 'em bow down to the X.
I like the way I paused it right there. That was good, wasn't it? Maya looks so cool right there. Anyway, let's not fangirl out yet. Let's get into arguably what I would consider the bridge, because Hinata has the hook, but the hook doesn't come until much later in the song, and this is like the bridge between the verses, which is also a verse in and of itself. But the bridge sets up the whole idea of what it means to wake up. Anyway, when she says, drop top in the coupe outside when I hop up out of this plane. Look at my fit right now when I just walk out of bed. Again, one could say she was sleeping on the flight. And then when she hopped out of bed, hopped out the flight, and got right into this car that's waiting outside, and she just woke up, rolled out, and got into the car, took up. She's gonna fix her hair, fix her makeup while she's speeding down the street, which is probably not safe. But she's rich and famous. I can't tell her what to do. And then we just bound to the next stop, bound for the great, make them bow down to the X. Essentially, I'm getting like essentially like I'm so good at so effortless that I woke up like this. Like I'm not really like you all are doing it way too hard or trying way harder than I am. I'm still working, but trust me, I get up like this. Like I start my day in this state. Some of you have to try to wake up to get there. I wake up, I'm automatically there, and I'll correct everything else as I get to the place because I am bound to the next stop, which happens to be greatness. And by the time I'm done, I'm gonna make them show respect and bow down to the X. Anyway, let's get into Maya. I stopped there because Maya deserves a section all to herself. Am I biased? Yes, I am. Do I care? No, I don't.
A little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated, leaving all you broke. I'm the judge and jury, I don't wanna hear it. I'm the one that fear and keep it on the low. This is automated, I'm the motivator. Told my haters, y'all more the merrier. Y'all my entertainment, fascinated. I'm just laughing cause it's so hilarious. Little girl with a big mouth, smoking with a big house, yeah. Big watch on her wrist now, I just started that flow now, just now. Put a little more down for the bus down. Went on tour, when I bust into the bus down. Everything custom now. Friends rushing now, security had to push me out.
Okay, we'll get to Jurin in a second. And I was gonna stop at Maya, but then I was like, no, let's run through the Kokona, why not? But Maya's verse, first and foremost, I love the way the flow is put together with Maya when she says, a little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated, leaving all you broke. I'm the judge and jury, I don't want to hear. I'm the one they fear and keep it on the low. Like the way she does it, she's so clear, but it's like she hits the pedal and she just starts running. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Maya's flow, because I remember in like an interview I saw, Maya said one of her favorite rappers is J. Cole, and when I listen to the way Maya raps, I can definitely hear that J. Cole influence, because J. Cole kind of does a similar thing where he's like, and hers is like, you know what I mean? So it has a similar cadence to that. But anyway, I do love how like in her flow, they mentioned how she is underestimated, because I would say that out of everyone in the group, everyone loves Kokona, which I understand. A lot of people love Jurin, a lot of people love Harvey, but especially in the rap line, I think Maya sometimes gets overlooked, even though Maya is just as tremendously talented them, if not more talented in some ways. But so when she says a little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated, leaving all you, bro. Essentially, she's maybe like she's a little bit above the average. There's a little bit of a humble brag here because she's like, I'm a little bit above the average, but I'm also an honor. I'm also honorary. I'm also full. You would take that as like an honor, or like someone says like an honorary achievement. Basically she's a little better than the rest. She's one could take it as she has integrity in her flow, depending on how you want to say honorary. Wait, hold on, because I forgot the exact definition of honorary. Yeah, honorary mean given for honor only. That's what I thought. Yeah, without the usual requirements, duties. Given for honor only, without the usual requirements, duty, privilege, emoluments. The university presented the new governor with an honorary degree. Blah blah blah. Okay, so essentially, what she's saying is, she says she's honorary. Essentially, she's saying she's achieved the level. She basically surpassed the level that others would have be required to attain this level, and she got there basically just based purely off being as good as she is, and she bypassed all these other requirements. She did it without having to, well, although I guess like when you think about it, given for honor only. So basically, no, she's given for honor only, which means she's given. If you break it down, a little more than ordinary, honorary, underestimated. So essentially, it's given to her. It's given to her by. It's honorarily given to her position because people often underestimate her, which is often their mistake. But because she's often underestimated, she's given her due in hindsight, so to speak. I guess you could say. And that's why that's also why she's leaving all you broke. Because you underestimate her, she'll leave you all broke because you'll never see her coming. And she'll scoop in and win before you know it because you don't think about it. And so then also when she says, I'm the judge and jury, I don't want to hear it, I'm the one they fear and keep it on the low. Essentially, like she is the decider, she is the one who passes judgment, and she is the one who decides the punishment carried out, and she doesn't need to hear any more input on what should be done. She is the deciding factor, and she is the one you should be afraid of, but don't, but keep it to yourself. Don't be too loud about it. Like she doesn't want what she is and who she is to be too loud. She likes discretion. So this part I think is just cool. It's just, this is automated. I'm the motivator. Told my haters, more the merrier. Essentially, like this is automated. Essentially, she's on autopilot. She just does this. She automatically does this, and by automatically being able to do it, she keeps people motivated. Probably also her team, the rest of the crew, everyone around her. She keeps the motivation going, and it's automatic. It never stops, and that's why she also says to her haters, more the merrier. Essentially, I keep it going. I always keep everyone motivated, and the more you hate me, the better I can at keeping things motivated. So I say, please keep it coming. I welcome it all. And she finds it funny that you're all hating her, and instead of being angry about it, she just finds it amusing and hilarious. So when we get into Kona here, Kona's verse, it has a lot. I have a lot to talk about today. Kona's verse, when she says, little girl with a big mouth, small group with a big house, yeah, big watch on my wrist now, I just saw that flow now, just now. So this part, I don't want to so much talk about the little girl with the big mouth, small group with a big house. That's kind of straightforward. It's just, she's small, but she has a lot to say. They're an up-and-coming group, but they have a big label, a big group backing them. They have a lot of support from their label. But then this part is the part from down here, from Big Watch on. That's where things get interesting. When she says, "Big watch on the wrist now," I just saw that flow now, just now. So essentially, she's like, I just made this up. I just boom off the top of my head. I was like, oh wait a minute. Oh man, that's so good. And she's flexing how she can just think up killer flows just off the top of her head. Anyway, so the big watch part comes into play as we go in here later. She goes, put a big watch on my wrist now. I just saw that flow now, just now. Put a little more down for the bus down. Went on tour on the bus and tore the bus down. Everything cussing now. Fans rushing out. Security had to rush me out. So it was very interesting. I had to look this up because I didn't know this myself. Okay, a bus down. I don't know if they spelled it right here, but essentially a bus down is when you take like a Rolex. So like a bus down Rolex or whatever. And from what I understand, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is when you take a watch and like break it down to add more jewelry, more customized things to it. Maybe more gold, more jewelry, whatever. You're essentially trying to customize it to your liking and to your preference more, outside of what it is just as a stock image. So when you think about the fact that she said she's gotten a big watch on her wrist now, one could presume to be a Rolex, and to tie into the watch, you put more down for the bust down. Essentially, she's busting down the watch to customize the watch. But in that same mentality, when she went on tour for the bus and tore the bus down, essentially she busted down the bus the same way she busts down her watch. And because she's elevated to this new status to where she can do so, everything in her life is now custom. And she's elevated so much that her fans are rushing her and security had to get her out before she gets overran. So essentially what she's saying is that, like, she's gone from having the stock image or the stock life to customizing her life to be what she wants it to be now. So that's represented in the bust down of the watch and the busting down of the bus, because everything is built the way that she likes it and prefers it at this point. So, let's get into Jurin. This is also one of my favorite verses in this entire song coming up. Hold on.
48 laws of power, let her go with a big motor on a kid though. Watch me rip though, watch me snap like Motorola flip phone. I don't wanna hit you this hard on an intro, bring that bounce like 6-4. Find me in Tokyo, rapping in a skirt, I catch my trip though. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this.
Okay, before we get into Juria, because Juria does also have a really cool part to this song. Everyone has a good part of the song. The only person I think got slightly shortchanged was Hinata, but that's because I mean someone had to do the hook, and there are only 7 people, so but that doesn't mean that Hinata didn't do her thing on it. I think she did what she could with the part that she was given, and also she still gets to share a verse with Juria, and what they do with their voices and the effect of it, I think are really awesome. But let's get into Jurin here when she says 48 laws of power. 48 laws of power. I had to look this up. 48 laws of power is essentially I'm breaking it down from memory. It is a self-help book about gaining, and it mostly revolves around gaining and maintaining power. So, which is kind of in the name, 48 Laws of Power. So, one could say, like, when she talks about 48 Laws of Power, she's talking about, like, about how the intention of XG is to elevate, gain, and then keep and maintain that level of power. How every day they're building themselves to become better and become stronger and become more powerful and to maintain that and then exceed that. So when she says little girl with a big motor on a kid though, like I looked this up, like motor on a kid, so I didn't know if that was slang for something. I didn't see anything else for it, so I assume that it's doesn't mean anything like metaphorically speaking. But I think what it means when she says little girl with a big motor on a kid though, I think essentially that line's kind of saying that like she she has a lot to say. Her mouth, right? Her mouth runs at a rapid pace, and it does an awful lot for someone of such petite stature. Because I don't think any of them are that tall. I think Jurin's kind of short too. Like how tall is Jurin? Hold on. Wait, it doesn't. K-pop profile. You think that would just be like easily accessible? Okay, so about what 5'2"? I think it says 5'2" right there. So Jurin's 5'2". So I take that as like she's a little girl with a big mouth, and she's got a lot to say, and she can run it off. That's kind of how I take it. If you got a different idea, let me know. But like that line still kind of tripped me up a little bit. But that's besides the point. But anyway, this is a comment I say, "Oh, watch me rip." Though essentially, but I think that also ties back into this, which is little girl with a big motor on little girl with a big motor on the kid though. Watch me rip though. Essentially, I got a lot to say. Watch me get into it. I kind of take that as what it means. I got a lot to say, so watch me get into it. And again, like watch me snap like Motorola flip phone, which is if you know a flip phone, you snap it closed. Which I like that though. She goes, I don't want to hit you this hard on the intro. Bring that bounce like 6'4". So essentially, I take that in 2 ways. You can tell me what you think. One, I don't want to hit you this hard. I don't want to hit you this hard on an intro. Essentially, I didn't mean to come at you the way I did come this hard just on an intro. Which if this is just an intro, I mean, oh my god. But I also think like if you tie it back into her verse, she didn't want to come this hard on her first verse. So she's coming this hard now because she just wanted to set you up then, but she didn't want to, blow your mind completely just starting. Or I didn't want to come this hard in intro. This is like our first like real rap track, and I'm still coming this hard even though it's just an intro. It's our first all rap track. I don't know. I kind of like it the way where it's like it's tying back into her verse, and how her first verse was the intro, and now she's coming harder because she didn't want to do that on the intro. And then I love that bring that bounce like 6'4", because a 6'4" is a car on hydraulics. That bounce like 6'4", which ties into find me rapping in Tokyo in a skirt, and she goes skirt. Are you catching my drift though? Which I love that because it's a play on Tokyo Drift. The movie Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, but then rapping in a skirt and a skirt. Although I think to myself though, would it have been better if she said riding in a skirt? But either way, I'm not a professional, right? I'm not a professional songwriter, so what do I know? Anyway, then we get into Hinata's verses. Obviously, woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Essentially, I woke up looking like this. Essentially, don't bother me. Don't try to irritate me. Don't try to emulate me either. I woke up like this. Don't try to be like me. You can take it in many different ways. Let's get into Juria's verse before we wrap this up because my battery might die.
Yeah, life flex, go easy. Tag it up, graffiti, drop a pin to add it, that's where I go. Rip the show and that's all I know, I'm supervision. Y'all just built on superstitions, watch me do everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time, all around the world. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Don't. XGALX, and that's the name of the shit. That's it. Damn mother wolf, so don't make fun of my kids. We all family stand tall now, so don't talk down to my kid. Hey, welcome to the party, floating like it's Mardi Gras, yeah. You can call me Harvey, but I'm not your Barbie doll, yeah. Party, ha, laughing at him while we blast away. Black on black outfits all packed away, C to the LC, oh that's me, Lord have mercy. Young queen better act like an onion. Young blood, but I'm built like an OG. Yeah. Gotta lift weight for the bags, looking real fit for the mags. And I'm on wolf in the pack, so it's just wolf in the tag.
Okay, so I did that because I only have so much time before my battery dies, and I want to talk about these verses as best as I can as we close out this song. So, what I do like about like Jury's verse, which is like light flex, go easy, tag it up, agree. Essentially, she's like, no, this is a mild flex. She's going easy. She's not going too hard on you, but she's flexing just enough. Tag it up, graffiti, drop a pin or addy. That's where I'll go. Rip the show, and that's all I know. I'm supervision. But essentially, she's saying that like I'm a heightened experience. I'm beyond what you're looking at. You're just superstitious, maybe even fictitious. You're not as real as me. And when her and Tanada come together, that's when they come. Watch me do everything, everywhere, all at once, all the time, all around the world. Essentially, I'm so elevated, and I'm so elevated and so in another state that I'm almost omnipresent. I do everything, everywhere, all at once, and you can't be on this level. And then Maya's next verse, which is basically very straightforward. Essentially, she's saying like, hey, I'm the mother of this den. Don't make fun of me, my family, my kin. Which can also take it the kids and the kin to be the alphas, which are the fan base. Which she's basically saying, don't talk down to my fan base. Don't talk down to them. They are family, and I will rep my family. Hence, I will rep XG. I will also rep all the alphas. And I do like Harvey's verse. It's just a swaggy flex verse. When she's like, welcome to the party, floating like a Mardi Gras. And I like the whole idea like she floats into the party like a float, obviously. You can call me Harvey, but I'm not your Barbie doll, yeah. Hardy, ha, laughing while we blast away, blah, blah, blah. Essentially, this is Harvey saying, I'm not your pretty little doll, I'm not your princess. And we're laughing at everyone, trying to pigeonhole us, so to speak, as we blast away. And also black on black outfits, like, we're dressed ready to go, dressed for action, so to speak, you know what I mean? There's nothing too crazy going on. And then Kona, I do love Kokona's verse, when she says, I'm a young queen, but I act like a uni. I think uni is supposed to mean like older sister or older person. So basically she's young, but she acts like someone who's older. She has more maturity than most people her age. And again, she emphasizes that by saying, I'm a young blood, but I act like an OG. She's like, I may be new to the game, but I come with skills that will make you think that I'm, again, much older. The emphasis is that she comes with a swagger and a style that's much older than her actual age. And then I love when she says, "Gotta lift weight for the bags." Essentially, I gotta stay strong to carry, to carry everything, to carry all the stuff I got with me. Or to lift weight for the bags, lift weight to stay strong to get that money. Looking real fit for the mags, mess, and mess. So this is kind of a satirical line or a sarcastic line because obviously she you saw she shaved her head and she got the diamonds and stuff. She looks real like a wolf, like an animal. But she's like, I gotta be fit for the mags. Like, she's kind of being funny about it. It's kind of tongue-in-cheek because she's like, I also kind of don't care. I'm going to present myself how I'm going to do it. But then she says, I'm a wolf in the pack, so I just wolf in the pack. Essentially, I'm more mature than people would give than I should be for my own age. And also I'm going to look good, but I'm going to look good the way I want to do it. And while doing that, I'm always still going to be a member of this team. So as a member of this team, I attack with my pack, because I always stay ready to go. Because Kona loves to fire shots, even though she says she doesn't. She loves to. And then we get into the final verse, and then we go out. So let's get into the final verse, and outro this, and then I'll share my final thoughts, okay?
Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this. Woke up looking like this, so don't get under my skin. Woke up looking like this.
okay, that was XG Woke Up. And I gotta say, like, this song blew my mind. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I heard this song, the same thing happened to me like when I was in the puppet show. I was just kind of like, huh, I don't know what to think. But then on my second listen, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I gotta say, like, this really highlights, again, like, how versatile XG is. How they can do pop, R&B, hip hop, rap. And they can do whatever they need to do. And every comeback and every, era of them, every era is something completely different. Like, I had no idea what to expect for Woke Up. But what I got, what I don't think was probably even what I figured it would be. So, like, the next time they make a comeback or whatever, you just never know what XG is going to bring you. But you always know that XG is going to come with their A game because they're very competitive as a group. You can tell by the lyrics and the way they present things and the way their music is. They're very competitive and they're not content with just being good. They must be great. They're like Kendrick Lamar. If Kendrick Lamar was 7 Japanese girls. Yeah, sure. Anyway, let me know what you think. Do you agree, disagree, have your own thoughts on things? Let me know. It's good to be back. And if you have any suggestions for anything I should check out, let me know. I'm always open to suggestions. Sometimes I get to it, sometimes I don't. Depends on what's on the schedule. And until next time, I'll talk to you later, alright? Peace.